make the standard ban. So that's kind of where they've maneuvered this point to. Pretty much knew this was going to happen, so they have taken Poppy on their side, which doesn't seem like a good counter or anything, but you can probably get through the laning phase.
Yeah, that's certainly what you're going to be hoping for. I think FlyQuest is a really smart team with their drafts, though. They definitely like to kind of break the mold a little bit here. Traditional red side bans is always Camille, Rengar, LeBlanc, but I do think that trading back and forth, especially when you're going into it with a plan or targeting a specific player, makes a lot of sense. And, you know, this is going over to Looper. And let's be honest, high expectations for this guy coming into the season. We didn't even talk about him in the intro. No one's talking about him because he hasn't been doing anything. It's been about Akaadian. And no one really would have thought that a rookie player would be outshining a world champion, but that's where we are. So this could be a nod to the fact that they say, hey, you know what, Looper, I bet you can't play this champion.
Well, maybe as AShe has picked up for FlyQuest, their second Jhin locked in now for Echo Fox, so trading top 2 AD carries. AShe was kind of #1 at the start of the first week. Moving through to week 2, it seems like Jhin has maybe risen in some teams' eyes, and there's Kha'Zix, which far and away after Rengar, which is almost always banned, seems like the best jungler.
Yeah, I mean, in traditional drafts, you'd be looking at Echo Foxes and you'd be like, oh yeah, like Kha'Zix, that's first pickable. Camille is like not even first pickable because it's so S tier that you don't even get to first pick it. Normally you would not get to do this, and I'm very interested to see that they're also leaving their jungle pick for second half of the draft. Jungle could get targeted pretty heavily. A lot of people are frightened of going into these matchups of Kha'Zix versus something that is not an S tier, versus not a Lee Sin or something like that, and that's going to be a reality for FlyQuest if Echo Fox wants to target that champion.
Yeah, with Malzahar there, it seems like they might be targeting maybe the bottom lane, but a mid lane ban actually from Froggen, which is also a role that hasn't been picked up yet, as Twisted Fate will get banned away. Lemonnation certainly looked good with the Malzahar. He's still got the flash ulti that he's always had, and the decisiveness and playmaking from the bottom lane. But Echo Fox, where are they targeting? You kind of mentioned it already. We'll see if they go for it.
Yeah, I think they're going to target jungle. That would be the standard, and it makes a lot of sense. FlyQuest, I would not be shocked to see an Anivia ban, not because it is meta, but because I think they want to target Froggen. The fact that they're willing to give such a priority pick to Looper and kind of go this route in the pick ban, to me means they want to shut down other lanes and they're not as worried about Looper. You know, one thing that has been kind of developing a fair bit in the meta, though, talking about the AD carries a little bit, you know, you talked about priority of AShe versus Jhin and stuff, is this new build, the Longsword 3-pot. People feel like AShe's laning phase is actually just too good. So I was talking to some pros, and that is basically the reason they're doing it, is that they say, hey, we need the sustain to actually get through the laning phase, get to serrated jerk, have a solid buy early on.
Well, Anivia was the ban there, so smart stuff from FlyQuest, who are just kind of taking the target picks. There's one back. I love this ban actually from Echo Fox, as they'll take Corki away from high. Put him in FlyQuest. They didn't just give up Camille, which is a super, super high priority pick. Like, I think giving up Kha'Zix, so AShe Jhin's, that's a trade you're probably happy to make, but Kha'Zix is also very good, and they let themselves get a jungler banned away.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot of power picks available still because this is such a different draft, right? The thing is, we have Malzahar for FlyQuest, and you're like, wow, that's great S tier. But Zyra's still available. Second round, hasn't been banned out, hasn't been picked. This is very strange, very atypical from what we're used to seeing here. And Moon, what is he going to play? Obviously, there are standards available, you know, like Rek'Sai, for example, but people consider that a pretty bad matchup in the jungle against the Kha'Zix. The Kha'Zix just has such a high win rate in competitive play. It's more powerful early on.
Ooh,
oh, wow. Okay,
that's
Swain
the Swain. Yeah, I mean, Froggen's played it. Looper did play yesterday, I believe, in their win versus Dignitas, so we've seen it before. Now Froggen's going to take it. Orianna was the pick there for high, so very safe. Blind pick mid laner essentially waiting to give actually Moon the last pick there from the jungle. What is going on? That's a Viktor. Enjoy your analysis.
I got nothing.
That's a lot of mid lane.
All right, so I actually think this is probably a mispick, but if it's not, I don't even know who would be going support. I mean, are we looking at like a Swain support Viktor mid? I'm not sure what the thought process behind a Swain support would be, but if this is not a mispick, I do think it's Swain support. Because Viktor, I just can't see that being anything. Oh, is it Camille support?
I don't know. It's not a mispick, and the last pick for FlyQuest is Evelyn, so...
I'm so lost, Pastry. Let's learn together here.
All right. Well, play still some time to move their champions around.
Yeah, Evelyn, though, to call that out is very interesting. This is something that Moon has been actually quite good at, and something that, you know, not a lot of people are playing in professional play right now. So it looks like it actually is going to be Camille support, which I have not seen whatsoever. I mean, I guess it does make sense in some ways. You do have the ultimate to lock people down. Even if Camille dies, the walls stay up. You actually still have that person still locked in. You have an initiation. You have the stun jumping off the walls. You're able to kind of quickly chunk down, I think, the Voidlings and stuff in this matchup. It might work pretty well. I'm actually really confused, but we're going to find out, man.
We are going to find out together.
I've never even seen this in solo queue.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we barely get to see Camille anyway because she's always banned. Her LCS debut will be in the bottom lane because, I don't know. Well,
because why not?
Because why not?
Because why not? You know, in this draft, it makes perfect sense. Zyra's open. Let's shift the Camille to the bot lane. Last pick to Viktor for mid lane.
I love that ThinkCard was kind of late to shake Tim Kira's hand. He's like, I think he's just overcome by the drop.
Yeah. I mean, FlyQuest is like, all right, we got him right where we want him. Is Camille going top? Nah, Camille's going support.
All right, let's find out. We've joked about Gate. He's played multiple roles at the competitive level. We saw him on the Misfortune. Looked great because he's a former AD carry player at the pro level. He's played mid lane. I thought he might get a mage, but instead he's got a top laner.
And I actually think that Gate has looked good in general.
I would agree.
He has actually been having a good season. Keith has been getting a lot of flack in the bot lane. But I think that regardless of that, we have seen Gate look solid on pretty much every pick. He's actually been drawing bans even on some of the less meta ones like Thresh and stuff, some of the engaged champions he has been very solid on. Really interested to see how this is actually going to work out for him in the bot lane. And this is something that, this is like completely new. It has never been played in this role in competitive.
Well, definitely got
first pick in the world.
Some early stuff here for Gate. We can see the Targons, which makes sense. Gate's actually got the leap. He's maybe ready to go. Oh my god, he flipped an eye! You are kidding me! That's first blood!
Camille supports OP base tree.
We did it.
There you go. That's why you pick it. It's all been explained. That was actually pretty nuts. This guy's like a Camille support one trick. He's probably got 2 games on it ever because no one will let you play it. But let's watch it again. High is like, he's like, I mean, he's not even that far up. Look at the engage range. This is why Camille is always banned. Let's watch it. He's across the whole screen. He's stunned into the root. That was beautiful. And Akaadian has first blood. Make it 7-8. Why not?
And of course, I mean, like, what else are you going to do? Like, that's a very good plan level 1. Keith had W ready on Jhin. They committed the flash. They knew what was happening. In fact, Gate's at it again. Just kind of getting him off the red buff here. In fact, he's just going in on some Moon. Camille is so strong.
I mean, it's all coming together. This is Akaadian getting first blood. Gate's got his champion. I don't even know what to say. Unfortunately, Froggen, he's the only one who missed out. Didn't get an assist, but it's okay.
Feels bad. He's disrupting buffs. It's all happening. Well, Moon going to take something away here, so not too bad. Try to take a red buff, but nice presence there from Gate to make sure that didn't happen. As you can see, first blood stats compared there. Akaadian, I didn't even notice until the very end, but of course he got it again.
Yeah, 8 of 9, man. It's the new first blood king. I'm telling you, we got to take it away from Yankos. It's going to have to be a transfer there. Bring it over to NA, but I'm very interested to track how Moon is going to do to kind of step back a little bit here. Moon is playing Eve. This is a very powerful ganky champion. You can't track Eve with the traditional wards, right? You have to play around the fact that Eve could be coming for you anytime on the map, and it makes you play a very different way. You always have to be scared. That said, if you do not get something done on Eve, usually earlier in the game, it does not go so high. This is a very heavy snowball champion. I think that its effectiveness is much lower than that of a Kha'Zix later in the game. And really at a lot of stages, it's much about the surprise. You have to be able to get flanked. You have to be able to get odd number fights.
Well, you can definitely see that bottom lane, due to Gate, going in for the level 1 with the rest of his team, moving Moon off his own red buff as well, which was a nice defense. Keith is falling behind in CS slightly. Although it was actually caught up nicely now. He was kind of starved for a little while, but they just waited, let the lane push in, and now they've evened that back up. So that's good news there. Akaadian is doing some invading as well, so he's going to take some away, but Moon kind of got the early Raptor camp. So all things considered, actually, it's evened up, and that's just first blood for EchoFox.
Yeah, and I would really say that the bot lane 2v2 should be very heavily favored laning phase-wise to FlyQuest. Obviously, we don't have a lot to look at here, but it's a range support versus a melee support. Ashe is considered the strongest laning AD carry as well. So this is definitely something that you would expect FlyQuest and Altec to really get that CS lead. And Keith, we talked about a little bit in Champion Select. He's doing the longsword 3-pot start. this is a nod to how strong the laning phase is of Ashe. People are basically saying you cannot compete with Ashe, you get poked out too much, you start 3 pots, you have the additional sustain, you can get through laning phase, and you're already well on your way to that second item. Oh, nice engage.
That's such a good combo that Key's still doing damage as Gate has to get himself out. Lots of voidlings. Kind of eating away, but you can kind of see where the combo, especially with Jhin, comes from. You can set up so many good little all-ins.
Yeah, it was very nice, and it's an easy follow-up with the Jhin root. In the meanwhile, we did see Moon go mid lane, force both of Froggen's summoners there, so we kind of caught the tail end of that. But Moon is going to have to be careful. If he runs into Akaadian here, it's not going to be a fun time for the Eve. Kha'Zix will absolutely bop you.
And that's Kha'Zix kind of in general. It's why he's been such a strong pick, is that 1v1, he outduels pretty much everyone.
Yeah, if you have isolation, it's pretty tough for almost any champion to compete. And up here on the top side, you have to feel like Looper is going to have that lane advantage as far as the 1v1 goes. But like we always say for Poppy, she can get to a point where she's so tanky that you can kind of ignore most of the harass. You just farm it out. You're not really going to be solo killing a Swain unless something crazy happens. But you will be relevant and you will be impactful in team fights.
Well, you can see that's happening there in top lane. Looper does have a slight CS lead, but Balls isn't too worried. Goes back, Null Magic Mantle and a Ruby Crystal, and just teleport back to lane. Nice and cleanly. Looper probably going to do the same in a second. But Balls here now just to make sure he doesn't fall behind on CS. So everything's kind of going as expected here. Mid lane nice and even on the CS as well, although Froggen is low on mana and did have to burn the summoners that you mentioned. So things are looking okay. I think Froggen is going to look for a back as well. In fact, Kai's already gone back. Refillable Potion, Control Ward, and a Lost Chapter is a very nice early buy for Orianna. So I imagine Froggen's going back soon as well.
First blood gold aside, though, the gold lead is actually quite big for Fox. So they have been winning these lanes. Some of it is kind of uncollected CS that has to push their opponents, like in the bot lane. That should even out a bit. But I'm very excited to see where this does go. I mean, Lemonnation doesn't have his exhaust. Altec doesn't have his heal after that last kind of bot lane fight, that little engage that they did. So they're having to play a lot more passive. They're having to play with some respect here to the Camille. And part of that is certainly going to be the fact that it's like, do we win if we fight? Well, I don't know. Do you know? Like, these guys probably have no clue. I would be very surprised if they've ever played against this matchup. And that's one of those things where sometimes you have to play a lot more scared because you don't know the strengths and weaknesses. Whereas someone who is practicing a strange pocket pick like this in scrims, you play against Malzahar all the time. He probably knows this matchup, whereas Lemonnation, I'm assuming, would have no idea.
I don't think so. And Gate, you can see, is looking to max hookshot there, that E, so looking for a lot of that CC and stunnage that comes off the leap. Froggen burnt the ulti, by the way, just to make sure the wave cleared out in mid, so nothing too much happened there, but he did go back and buy an upgrade. His Hex Core and his Gate again. That range is just rather long.
It is rather long, and that's basically just stopping the back from High. High didn't have too much gold, might have wanted to grab another Doran's or something like that, but it's still a little bit of an annoyance, right? It is one of those things that you can do. It doesn't cost Gate much. His AD carry was kind of walking back towards bot lane, so he goes mid, clears out a ward, interrupts it back. These are little things that can get you an edge, and we do have Moon sneaking in here once again. Froggen doesn't have his flash, but we have to remember that those engages can be pretty explosive from an Eve with the Orianna ball.
Okay, at it again.
Oh, good route. They're going to look this time.
Gets in onto Lemonnation. Damage is huge. Jhin needs a few more autos. Kid is going to flash for it. That's Lemonnation down. Exhaust now onto Altec as they're shooting him in the back. Altec does have summoners, but Akaadian's going to crush it down.
Oh my god, the 2v2 outplay from the Jhin Camille. Echo Fox bot lane. I'm loving it, Face Street.
I mean, it's great. Gate clearly showing the strengths of the champion. I mean, everyone knows how good she is in a 1v1, so Gate's like, you know what? I'm going to bring this down bottom lane.
Yeah.
I think it could work there too.
Definitely some mistakes, though, have to be called out from FlyQuest there. Exhaust is up from Lemonnation. You know, Altec, once the Kha'Zix was there, I guess I understand he didn't really want to blow summoners, but I think he still had his heal. Like, there's a lot of things here that probably could have been going a little bit differently, and you know, getting caught out by that Jhin route, it wasn't even comboed with anything. You got to be able to kind of look for these. And so exhaust is up here for Lemonnation. You know, just is not really expecting the damage, I guess. And Gate is actually able to do quite a lot of that. And then the flash, he does not early flash. He flashes, try to flash reactively, but he can almost never reactively flash an auto attack. It's going to get into the air unless something crazy happens. So you kind of have to early flash there. Didn't exhaust early as well. Had he used his summoners properly, he should have been able to live.
And you can see Keith now level 6, so we might even see another all-in. Akaadian was down there as well, and he's farmed up quite nicely. He actually already has Warrior finished, which is a huge spike for Kha'Zix early.
It certainly is, and grabbing that second kill for him is going to be very nice. He is way outpacing Moon because of those 2 kills. He's going to be really, really strong. We already talked about how scary it is to duel up against that Kha'Zix. Now it's even more frightening. And you know, the roam potential of this Camille is actually going to be pretty big. He's level 6 now, so you can walk to the mid lane, you know, alt high, alt whoever you want. You can look for lockdown kills like that. If you alt high into there, you have Froggen to layer the ultimate over that. Like, you cannot escape that AoE from Viktor. So there's some pretty interesting teamfight combos that you could actually see happen. You also have a lot of AoE coming up from Swain, right? When you start to really think about what the composition could do, it starts to make a lot of sense. You have Gate go in. He ultimates one of the carries down. They get overlapped with Froggen's W for his stun. You have a top lane stun that's an AoE stun. You have lots of AoE damage. It seems really, really cool.
Yeah, I actually like what EchoFox have put together here, and it's working out early. 2,500 gold in the lead already. Under the 10-minute mark, it's actually pretty impressive pace setting as Keith and Gate going to wander down maybe towards the Cloud Drake, but they've got plenty of pick potential here between the Jhin and Camille.
Yeah, it's just something that's so cool too, because I can't imagine that they would have expected this to happen, right? You come into the game with a very clear plan when you're leaving an OP like that open, but this is flipping it all around.
Oh, Moon locked up again. There's the ulti out for Camille. Ult onto Akaadian, maybe turn around. Arrow's good. Moon gets the kill, but the trade is down. Gate forced to back away to TPs. Remember, Froggen there first. Gets another one, and now Looper maybe looking at tower dive balls. I think he's going to fend that off.
Yeah, High is running down here, so they have to be careful about this. Froggen's looking to lay a trap for him.
Ooh,
zone him off, because they want to try to do a dive, I do think, or at least push in and take the turret down. Look how low the turret is. So if they can kill that off, there are some opportunities, but this is a difficult dive to actually do. Gate is very low. I don't think they can really manage it.
Yeah, Keith's kind of out of poke as well. Gate's going to push the wave in, and Keith...
Looper's still just hanging out.
Auto down the wave. Yeah, Looper.
Okay, now he's basing.
Chilling out. Does go back, so it looks like they are going to pull away from the dive. Good attempt there from EchoFox, though. Good collapse and a nice early rotation from Froggen as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it ended up being a 2-for-1 trade for EchoFox, so definitely still a nice little trade there. They did get 1 kill onto Akaadian, I believe, and we're going to have it here once again. You can see the Camille engaged in onto Moon. Throws down the ultimate. Lemonnation is there, though. Throws down the ultimate to peel off Akaadian, and Akaadian goes down very quickly. Keith is pumping in damage in the back line. Then Froggen, much faster on the roam, gets here. Picks up the second kill, and that was the end of it. There was kind of that stalemate for a little while, but still, good engage here from Gate, and gets some more of an advantage.
Yeah, it didn't have any more health, but look at these Moby boots. He's really just looking for kills now. Gonna try and jump on the High. There's another one, barely misses, but High's gonna pop the Ghost. Ulti back in, High wants to try and take it down. Moon in the back here as well. Gate just fending them off as Froggen does do good damage. High, they're gonna keep chasing in. Not quite enough. Froggen does put the laser back in, so no kills there, but Froggen does get chunked pretty low in mid.
Yeah, and Moon is right here and has
oh! Huge play from Moon.
Yeah, that was very nice from Moon, trailing that play. That is why High committed to it so much. If they turn around, Moon was going to be right there. They get the pop onto Froggen, and they're going to be pushing in on this mid lane turret because that's a lot of the wave clear. If they go for a dive, Akaadian is on the side, but they will back off as Looper is missing.
Lemonnation was there as well, so had his ultimate just coming back off cooldown. If Akaadian did try and make the hero play over the wall. And it's good to see both teams kind of getting out of these lanes. I mean, FlyQuest, they know this is kind of typical of their games. They tend to fall behind, especially in farm in the laning phase, so they get back by making plays. Good roam there, attempt to try and get something back, but Gate's also being very active with this roam-heavy Camille build, so he's trying to influence the map here with the rest of his team. It seems like mid lane's the current center of attention, which isn't too surprising given Froggen's on the team.
Yeah, definitely. And do you really want to go up top lane and try to gank the Poppy? Even if you land everything, I feel like the Swain and a support Camille don't kill that Poppy, right? So where are you really going to go? If you're going to roam, it's going to be to mid lane. High knows that, and that I think is why Moon is kind of playing around the mid lane a lot as well. He's spending a lot of time trailing High, making sure that he is safe and does not fall too far behind, because the Orianna is going to be such a key component of their team composition. It's where so much of the damage does.
Oh, Altec eats the first bullet after the flash. Gate going to try and lock it down, but last few bullets do go astray. Altec able to get out of that one. Had to burn both sums, but does not die for that. Oh, that's a good ulti. Great flash though from Froggen. Moon wanted yet another kill. We saw the damage he could do earlier.
Yeah, really quick flash there from Froggen. Still, great setup and great execution from FlyQuest, because anytime you can trade ultimate for a summoner like that, it's going to be in your advantage, and they can keep looking to make those plays, especially now that Hai has his Morellonomicon. Going to have a lot of CDR. The cooldown on Orianna's Shockwave is pretty quick already.
Nice read there from FlyQuest, though. Sensing a dive coming to the bottom lane after some good ward coverage. Moon spots Keith, that's big damage. And now Arrow is going to work. Keith flashes into it. Ooh. Oh, feels bad.
Not like that, man. That definitely feels bad. Flashing in a straight line, not what you want to do to avoid the skill shot, says Keith. Blows both his summoners, goes down anyway. I think the acceptable options there is probably just, you're dead, man.
Yep.
Just take it. Either that, or you have to try to flash a wall.
Yep. Bad geometry there. Does get Keith killed, but nice arrow from Altec to set it all up. So FlyQuest again answering back and trying to get some gold into their pockets. They're still behind about 2,000 to 3,000 gold. As Keith just caught here by Moon.
He was so close to actually completing the recall, just about to finish, and I think he was pretty quick to react, but the flash was not what he wanted. And he wouldn't have actually been able to get to the wall in time to get over. Lemonnation looking for a pick here now on a Gate.
Yeah, Gate actually, and all the Voidlings chasing him down. Camille, not too tanky as support. They're going to try and kill the Voidlings. That should be enough. Akaadian swaps the aggro over, and Gate lives.
Yeah, pretty impressive that he actually was able to live with 2 people on him in the full ultimate. Does have a little bit of HP on him. I wouldn't be surprised to see him building towards a redemption or something with that Crystalline Bracer. I think that would make quite a bit of sense. Get some CDR, have that team fight power for your team. Moon now going to be lurking around, is looking for more and more picks with Hai. This has been kind of one of FlyQuest's go-to things. Get behind early, doesn't matter because they're looking for plays. They're very creative in how they make these things work, and if they can grab the first turret, that's going to do a lot to erase this gold lead.
Yeah, EpicSkillshot have actually moved just Keith, and now Gate up towards the top lane to try and take the turrets down. FlyQuest, though, should be able to get the first one for themselves, so they collect the extra gold, but it'll just be a trade as there's the turret in the bottom lane. Ball zoned off here in top means that the top tower will go down as well. So EpicSkillshot, I think, recognizing that laning phase isn't looking too hot, we're going to move out and just get some gold traded here.
Yeah, to be fair, they were up CS, they're up kills. Their bottom lane should be the one that is kind of having the pressure, right? Based on how the game had been going. But because of that kill from Moon, I guess they're a little bit too afraid of that pressure bot lane. And they do kind of give up that advantage. So a little bit surprising to me, but in onto Hai.
Gates in again, there's the ulti down, but Hai moving in. Ulti not going to hit there for Ashe, as Gates now caught well and truly behind enemy lines. Ulti back from Hai, should be enough for the kill, and there it is for Orianna. Tower's taking damage in the mid lane, but FlyQuest in to defend.
So it does cost Hai his flash, but that is a death onto Gate. Not the end of the world here for Fox, as they did actually get some damage down on the turn. They're looking for
Lemonnation!
Oh, he actually blocked the Void Spikes with his Voidling there. Popping that out, he would have died to the Kha'Zix W, so nicely played there by Lemon.
And Ward's going to get taken down by Hai as well. Akaadian wanted to stick around to take it down, but too many FlyQuest members about, so instead he'll just start up the Cloud Drake. Kha'Zix very good at doing damage to objectives solo, so to be able to take this comfortably at level 10.
Yeah, definitely. But look at Keith, kind of wandering out there. Feels like he's a little bit safe. He's been spotted on ward. Moon is there. I would not be surprised to see good old Keith here in some trouble if he goes up for any CS.
Ooh, that recall.
Moon's looking. Does he go for it? Moon's right there,
He does actually. Flanks around, uses the ult. He might even solo him down. He's got a Sheen, and that's an easy kill.
Yeah, you can't do that against an Evelyn. You have to show the respect. You don't have a tower there. You don't have any like pink wards, anything covering you, and there's no second player beside you. You're also flashless because you already died to him once. You got to think it through. You can't do that.
Well, the mistake does cost Keith. That's his second death for kind of the same silly mistake, unfortunately. And FlyQuest doing what they always do. Now within 1,000 gold of EpicSkillshot, just off some good plays and great capitalization. So we'll see how the map kind of opens up. It's a bit wonky with 2 long lanes on the top and bottom lane that are unequal for the 2 sides. But Moon, he's been active. That's what you need to do on Evelyn. 4-1-1 already, getting the snowball going.
Yeah, he's doing great. And you just have to play when you're playing against an Evelyn. Give the Evelyn the respect that she's always there. That's basically what you have to do. You have to ask yourself, do I want this fight if Evelyn's here? Nope, back off. Yep, my jungler's right behind me. Great, take the fight. You know, if Evelyn's not there, you have a 2v1. If they are, you can get that easy kill. And they're looking for the engage.
Gate, no stun, but Lemonnation actually, I think, caught out, trying to ulti down, and that's just too much damage. teleport in from Looper, but does not complete it. Instead, Echo Fox will move towards the mid lane.
Yeah, they really want to convert on this mid lane turret. That's what they gave Gates life up for earlier to get the damage down on the turret. The bot lane turret is also very low. So Echo Fox would love to clean up that mid lane tier 1, the bot lane tier 1, and really get some of that gold back into their pockets, increase their lead once more. So they are aggressively looking for picks, especially around the mid lane, to help them do it.
And it seems like FlyQuest, knowing that, aren't letting it go easily. Lemonnation here, though, tagged by a lot of long-range engage.
Yeah, and Lemon, I think, is played this very smart. He basically knows he's going to go down, but he is sacrificing his life to kind of protect High. That said, you know, he could make an argument, maybe he could both flash out, maybe he could get away like that, but I think it's fine for him to give his life there. As long as High stays alive, they'll protect the turret.
Certainly will. Orianna wave clear always looking good as the Rift Herald has been started by Balls and Moon. This should be a pretty easy two-man. And Moon actually going to be the recipient of the buff. So it should be nice and strong in a lot of those side lane isolated moments.
Exactly. It makes a lot of sense. You leave this guy lurking around, has even more burst damage. Ooh, another flash forced there.
Froggen's on point today. That's 2 Orianna ulti flashes as Balls forced to flash out as well. FlyQuest again trying to defend this mid tower, but Echo Fox grouping all together now.
Was Balls forced to flash full HP Poppy Orianna shields?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But he did.
I'm going to say it's an oopsie, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Does get out of there. Moon looking good, and you know, High is scaling up. He's going to be strong. He has double spell fan, but look at this fight here. Ooh.
Ooh, Lemonnation locks him down. Very nice answer. Akaadian can't get out of that one. Invisibility doesn't last long enough. Ulti onto Froggen there as Ashe stuns him up. And they really want this turret. They are going to get it. Gate now going to leap off the rubble. Doesn't go for it. FlyQuest lose the turret.
They do lose the turret. They get another kill back. They're going to lose a flash there onto Moon as well. So some summoners down.
Gate, you crazy.
Missed the stun, but High's locked in.
Yeah, locks him down. Lemonnation walking in there as well. Ulti from Altec looking pretty good. And there's the snipe. Looper able to get that down. And Gate still living. Gets over another wall. Moon trying to chase him down.
No,
But
Keith's isolated.
Does he let him out to dry? Moon, oh, he spotted him again. Puts the trap down, and the rest of the team runs away.
As soon as I saw him get split from the team there, it's just like, you can just hear the Jaws music.
Yeah.
Moon is lurking. He wants the AD carry.
We had the first movie. Sequel didn't look too good. Trilogy not completed as Keith actually takes the bottom outer. So good stuff there. 3,000 gold up for Echo Fox. It's been a real scrappy game.
Yeah, and here is the engage, the flash engage. Misses the stun, but guess what? You're locked in anyway. Doesn't matter. Froggen layering his ultimate up there. And Keith with some nice snipes in combination with Looper. They do take him down. And I was scared for Keith. But good old Keith does have a Hex Drinker. He's given a nod over to that magic damage, and I think it's a smart buy.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the kind of early lethality for the Jhins especially, and the Varuses actually. So I like the build in general. Looks like he might be switching things up now for that next item. Could be Infinity Edge, could be Reaver.
Ghostblade IE is going to be the build. Definitely, that's the most common one now. You pretty much only see that one. People are essentially saying, used to be the old conventional wisdom that it's like, hey, if you're going to build an IE, you need to have that multiplier right away. But now people have kind of swapped it up to where they feel like, you know what, 4th shot crits anyway, your 4th bullet crits anyway from your ultimate. So you don't really need that multiplier right away. Ghostblade does give you early power as well as mobility. That in combination with the Swifty boots helps Jhin to kind of stay alive and position himself well in the team fights.
Well, an interesting point here in the game. 22 minutes in. Lead still there for Echo Fox, but they haven't gotten that much further ahead than 3,000 gold, which they are back to now. Items, though, are starting to appear on both sides. Lichbane, especially for Moon, means that if Keith is caught in a side lane again, he will get popped even faster than he already has been. Like the little show of force there from Gate.
Well, looking for a flank. TP's coming in from behind, and High is above them.
High looking for the big shockwave, but Echo Fox going to leave together. Moon, though, can get a big ulti. That's the 5-man. And now Ball's going to come in. That's a good 2-man shockwave from High. And that's devastation in the team fight. Lemonnation is going to go down. Altec actually trying to fight a Akaadian, but he's going to get shut down. Froggen, though, just cleaning up the back end of the fight. 4 for 2 in favor of Fox.
And it looked like it was going to start so bad, but Akaadian was wreaking havoc in the backlines. It must have been. Moon lands a 5-man ulti, High over the wall with a shockwave. It was a great start for FlyQuest. We're going to have to see that one again. It was a team fight that looked like it was everything FlyQuest would want. Definitely did not go their way. Thanks in part to some good team fighting.
Yeah, really chaotic there, but good positioning for both sides. Echo Fox, though, come out on top in the exchange and extend the gold lead just a touch.
Yeah, and here it is once more. So you can see them setting up the flank from all sides. TP coming in. The ultimate lands onto Akaadian. High is above them. Moon and Balls are below them, and I really want to kind of track Akaadian and see what happened on the other side of the fight, how Altec goes down. Akaadian is kind of lurking on the side here. Looper going in towards Altec. In goes Akaadian onto the back line. Instant kill on the support. Then the reset kills off Altec, and that is where it went wrong. The AD carry could not get it in, and Froggen did not get taken down, so just too much damage. And that's one of the benefits of Echo Fox's composition, is they have so many threats. You have no true tank, but you have Looper to deal with. You have really everyone in the top 4 are big threats, and they just did not have enough people to kind of deal with it.
No, really nice response there from Echo Fox, despite a good setup there from FlyQuest. So they'll get themselves a second Cloud Drake for their troubles as well. Stepping up in gold quite nicely, up to about 5,000 ahead for the blue team. And Baron has to be in their minds. Moon again lurking around, looking for almost anyone to get a solo kill on, because they are so
there though, he spotted.
Froggen though goes in for Altec, but Altec's gonna clean it out. Froggen! Longer. Shields enough there as Gate's now dead from Lemonnation, and Balls looking to chase it back around, but Looper is so strong 1v1ing Balls. Highs here as well. Pull back with a shockwave. Looper still going for it, but there's a great Sonya's Looper healing it up. Kills Orianna with the snipes there from Key. And again, Balls is Lemonnation.
I saw Lemon and Balls kind of splitting up in the background. I was wondering if he's going to go for it, and Key has been on point with the ulties, roams up, adds in that support. It feels like FlyQuest is struggling to deal with Looper right now. He is very strong, and they are threatening the Baron. They're going to go for it. Let's see if they can commit.
It's a big Swain, certainly, and Fox are just going to brute force for this objective. Balls
does have Smite and Flash, remember.
Trying to keep him out. Balls locked up. Baron knocks a couple up there. Looper still tanking it. Has to be careful. Moon can get himself in there. Outside coming down, but no ulti. Balls actually going to disrupt him. Key taking damage. That's good play there from Balls, tying them up, but Moon needs him to wait a little while longer. Echo Fox, they're going to hard commit. Moon's in, he wants to steal it, but Looper gets it. Now Moon locked down by the ulti from Camille, and reset City for Akaadian.
Very close there. Akaadian didn't even get his smite off. It went down solo, died to a dot from Looper as Moon tried the hero play, can't pull it off, and now it's Echo Fox with a Baron.
Froggen, that could be a kill on Orianna. Certainly will be, as Gate collects one for himself. Echo Fox, they're just firing on all cylinders today.
This is a brand new team. I mean, these guys are playing aggressive. They are taking risks. They are pushing their advantages, and this is not the Echo Fox that we have seen in the past. It's a new team, and they are cracking the base at 26 minutes against the undefeated FlyQuest.
The Echo Fox we saw in the last game yesterday versus Dignitas, 10,000 gold ahead at 26 minute in. FlyQuest, they're known for the mid-late game comebacks, but this will be a big one.
It'll be a doozy, and High has traditionally been the guy who has been smashing for them. He's been doing so well, but let's watch this once more as Balls is doing a good job disrupting, staying alive, and even making sure that there is vision for Moon if he wants to go for a play. So Balls goes in, they know they need to have vision for their jungler, and Moon is here on the side, biding his time, 2,000 HP now on the Baron. In goes Moon with his combo, down to 400, it looked like, before it died. So it was probably an auto attack plus Swain dot, something like that, but Akaadian never even using his smite, so a little bit lucky to grab that, but obviously that's the advantage you have when it's a 5v1.
Yep, happy to capitalize as well, and they do break right down the middle. Gate looking for a kill. Altec
over the wall.
Sniped up. Froggen should be able to clean it up. Gate actually will chase in for it. Flash is a great ult from Altec. Might keep him alive. Redemption though doesn't snipe him down, but Altec, he just can't really do too much.
No.
Gonna try and tie it up with Lemonnation. Helping Gate finally gets the kill 1v3. Ulti's on the Moon as well and locks a few up.
What is that champion base tree?
Camille, even good at support. His top turret's going to melt in the eyes of Echo Fox. This inhib is going to swiftly follow. And Gate makes a very heroic play to get a kill 1v3. But that's enough for Echo Fox to keep the train going.
Certainly is. Super Minion's going to be pushing in the mid lane. Echo Fox pinging down to that bot side. I think they want to play it nice and safe, play it slow, get that third inhibitor. I think it's a good call from them. They have a big lead, and this is kind of the surefire way to close it out. You get the triple inhib, you've just let the minion waves crash in the mid and the top. You cannot ignore 2 lanes of super minions. Someone must respond, then Echo Fox can look.
And I believe they've got a decent amount of gold to go and spend. They don't have too much as we'll watch this kill again. Gate, again, this is just Camille things.
Yeah, it is. And Froggen probably could have just dropped his ult over the wall for the insta-kill and saved the ridiculous long chase, but almost gets him with redemption. Then it looks like, oh, well, you're screwed now, but he does have that E coming back up, jumps off the wall, executes the AD carry.
And now the siege has started. Echo Fox kind of using the maximum amount of Baron time here. because they do have a decent amount of the buff left. They will likely get this bottom tier 2, especially given that the super minions are starting to stream in, and poor Moon isn't having a very fun time defending against them. And if they can break that third inhib, pretty much just time to walk the minions in and let them do the dirty for you. So Echo Fox going to set up one more seed. FlyQuest need a big, big play.
Yeah, Fox just needs to chill out. Let those waves go in. There's no need to dive right now, Gate.
Don't tell that to Gate. Gate wants to dive today. Akaadian back in. Moon getting shredded down as Froggen now unstoppable. Takes out Altec balls, kicks one out there from the fight, but Echo Fox are just too strong. Gate getting locked down another as Akaadian. No, Gate does get the next kill. Balls now in the ultimatum. Just getting 1v4. It feels bad. Looper goes unstoppable, and Echo Fox, they're going to end it.
Yeah, I definitely think they are. Moon and High are alive, but no ultimates on either, and in goes Gate.
Gate's crazy! Froggen pops one in the backline. Akaadian ripping through High for the next. There's the ace, and that'll be the next. Echo Fox in style, gonna go up 1-0 against FlyQuest.
This was a stomp, 13K up, free 30-minute game. Camille support, what more could he ask for?
And the Echo Fox early game continues to look strong, but it wasn't that explosive. Sure, level 1 with Camille looked great, but Moon was doing work in the early to mid game, kind of getting FlyQuest back, and at one point they were within 1,000 gold. And then Echo Fox, just decisive, took some fights, took some picks, took the risky 50-50 smite. It paid off, and they steamroll.
Yeah, they definitely did. And like you said, Moon was getting a lot done. I mean, in the loss, he ends 8-4-3, 100% kill participation. He was really the only one that ever got going for FlyQuest. But across the board, this was a team victory for Echo Fox. They did look good, and I mean, Keith, he did get caught out, a handful of times by Moon, and that was kind of partly where he got those kills. But to be fair, they won that straight up 2v2. They got kills in the 2v2 lane. They were up CS. They had turret pressure. So really across the board, things were looking quite good for Echo Fox.
And it seems like, the surprise factor of Camille's support does weigh into that 2v2 in the bottom lane. Really good combination with Jhin. We've seen Jhin in a variety of different kill lanes. Well, now you have a new one to try at home, assuming Camille doesn't get banned, which doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to be very curious to actually see if FlyQuest is willing to leave that up again. You wouldn't think so. You certainly wouldn't have thought it was going support. And I mean, it just threw off their game plan, you'd have to think. You have to really assume that it's just threw them through a loop.
I think so.
You're going into this with the whole plan of countering the Camille top, right? In some specific way, whether it's with the Eve or whatever their exact plan was. When you leave a champion like that open, you don't just do it randomly. You have a full game plan set up to prepare and kind of counter that. Similar to what we saw Phoenix 1 do against LeBlanc. I think it was against Echo Fox maybe even, where they leave open the LeBlanc, but then they have Lissandra mid with the counter, and they have, Maokai to lock him down. So that gets thrown out the window as soon as that goes to support.
And, the planning's usually good there for FlyQuest, but couldn't plan for everything as Echo Fox with a nice spin. We're going to check back in with the analysts, though, to break down that Echo Fox victory.